Hey, hey, hey. How do I look? How do I sound? Good? Oh, hair in my mouth. Oh, yuck. Hello. Oh, wow. Lots of people are here. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. Let's see who's here. Um, welcome. I'm Borderline, um, if I'm saying that correctly. Mario, Squid Kitty. Hey, Squid Kitty. Alexa's here. James. Glad you decided to do this today. I hiked Mount Wachusett yesterday with my kids, so I wouldn't have missed this. Wow. You hiked a mountain to not miss my stream. Thank you. Sorry, the last couple have been canceled. Just life, you know? Enjoy the beard. Yes, I love it. I love it. It'll be gone tomorrow because I can't have a beard for work, and my week of vacation is ending. So, yeah. All right, Jason's here. Welcome. Colin, hello. Long time no see. Mecha Dragon X, one of our most active new Discordians. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Why can't I have a beard for work? That's a very good question. Japanese company, their rules, their game. Yeah, I agree. No tattoos, no visible piercings, no beards. Yep. Did I get a haircut? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Finally. I mean, I don't have a lot of hair to begin with, but it was getting weird looking. All right. Oof. I feel like there's a little too much glow, a little too much light. Yep, I'm back streaming now. I mean, there was just things every week, or I was just too exhausted, unfortunately. But how am I doing? How's the family doing? They're good. They're good. Normally, kids in Japan have about 6 weeks of summer vacation, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. It's still not as long as the U.S., which has like 104 days. But it was a fair chunk of time, which was cut down this year to a week and a half, which is very sad because so much school was canceled due to things being in lockdown. So, but I get to spend this week with my kids. It was very nice. I can't hide my tattoos. I got a big one on my hands and fingers. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to go to a lot of onsens either. Although there's an onsen near my house that all the Yakuza go to. It's pretty cool. Let's see. I keep my tattoo in an easily hidden spot on my leg. Good. Looking sharp, thank you very much. I've got my finest Super Mario Brothers t-shirt. Oh, an onsen. Yeah. The hot springs. Hot springs. You can imagine Vink hanging out with Yakuza? Yeah. They're not going to bother me. I'm neither a business owner nor a cop. You know, they've got no real. I mean, the Yakuza. I'm say this now, still retaining all my fingers, but in general, they've got no beef with foreigners because there's no profit in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, they don't want to get involved in anything with the potential of international law because whereas they can bribe the Japanese government to look the other way, they might have a problem with a foreign government, and foreigners don't have any money, so there's not really any reason to like have any beef with us. But I mean, that's in my town though, or but you know, new glasses. These are actually old glasses. The my these glasses, the red glasses snapped. They're held on with tape here, but yeah, these are an older pair of my glasses, which are also being held on with tape, which is Makes me feel really, really poor. Oh, let's see. Something because the local Yakuza boss. No, no, not quite. Not quite. So if you decided to get sleeve tattoos, I'm SOL in Japan. If you want to live and work in Japan, you'd have a very hard time with it. It's too hot in Japan to wear long sleeves all the time. And a lot of companies won't hire people with visible tattoos. You got a tattoo in your shoulder or something, that's easily hidden under a short sleeve work shirt. No issues whatsoever. But like a lot of the hot springs and things, some hotels, things like that, will discriminate if you have visible tattoos because they are considered unclean, and they're considered marks of either Yakuza or prisoners. So it's changing. It's changing. Young people are getting them, but especially if you're in a smaller town, the attitudes are not very up to date. Let's see. Hey, folks, long time no see. Shin, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Having a good Obon break? Do the Japanese generally dislike tattoos? Will having them prevent me from doing a lot of things? Yeah. I mean, again, they're associated in Japan with criminal activity or just hooliganism. They're not nearly as common. Oh, sorry. There we go. There. They're not associated with people who are reputable, and again, and even foreigners who come here face that kind of discrimination. I know a lot of people I mean, I knew a guy who had two forearm tattoos. One of them was the Triforce from Zelda, and the other was something D&D related, like really nerdy tattoos. But still, he wasn't able to go into a certain hot springs. Just because they've got a very stringent no tattoos policy. And again, it's changing, but I don't know. It's not change. Japan doesn't change fast about anything, good or bad. If you stop at 3/4 and are willing to have long sleeves, you can get away with it. Yeah, definitely. If you can wear long sleeves all the time. But again, it's so hot in the summer. Like, I mean, maybe if you're in Hokkaido or something, but I'm down in Kyushu, and it's so hot. I couldn't imagine wearing long sleeves all the time. Plus, you got to make sure that it doesn't extend. If your tattoo can stop around here-ish, you should be okay. But if it shows through, it's going to attract a lot of attention. Yeah. I'm getting my first pair of glasses. Glasses are cool, I suppose. Although I've been told I look good without them, but I don't know. I'm not used to it because I've had glasses since I was like 10 years old. So yeah, when I take them off, my kids don't even like it when I take my glasses off because they say I don't look like daddy. So let's see. Yeah, Yakuza don't mess with foreigners because they don't want any attention. Very, very true. Very true. Wait, foreigners don't have any money, and that if that's the case, why aren't you homeless? Well, I'm one of those very rare foreigners who've made a life here, but most foreigners are either tourists or like tourists, students, or like part-time workers who are here for a year, and they spend most of their money on beer and then go back. Beer and video games, depending on what kind of foreigner they are, or figures or something like that. But they usually don't retain a lot of money. Most foreigners are here for a year, 2 years, something like that. So they usually do not accumulate a lot of wealth or rooms full of video games. But yeah, let's see. I've heard they look down on tattoos because it looks like delinquency. Yeah, definitely, definitely. There's just that idea. Just a second. Mario. Just a moment. All right. Plus, I think the Yakuza would be like, okay, this guy obviously doesn't understand our subtlety. You know, they'd be like, it would be a shame if something were to happen to your house. And you'd be like, yeah, it would be a shame. So, you know, subtlety is lost in translation, I think. They'd have to explain too much. They'd be like, nah, just let it go. All right. If I plan on going to visit Japan, should I inform the hotel that I have tattoos? It depends where you go. If you're mainly in Tokyo, they're used to foreigners. They're not going to have any problem with it. If you're staying at like a little countryside inn somewhere, check their policies. If they have a website, they'll probably post it. You know, and they often post these in English so that people can see that. A capsule hotel. Capsule hotels will, because they usually have public baths on premises, they will often reject people with tattoos. So if you're planning to stay in a capsule hotel, but if you're staying in like a pretty Western chain hotel, anything like that, you'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about that too much. It's mainly anything that sanitation wise, like anything, a public bath, certain swimming pools, things like that. Okay. Obon was fine and all, but this 39-degree plus temperature is driving me crazy. I know. I was going to barbecue tonight, but I'm just like, oh, it's just going to be miserable. It's so humid and gross, and I was planning to go camping with the kids too, but like it's just not pleasant. It's just so sticky, gross, hot. So may have mainly stayed in the air conditioning. We've been playing Myst. You guys ever play Myst? Like, there's that remake that's on the Switch that's like not just still pictures. We've been playing that, and we've been having a blast. I never beat Myst as a kid. I never owned it until I was in college. It came out when I was in high school. No, junior high school. High school. Depends on the version. But I owned it on the Atari Jaguar, but I never beat it because the CD drive died before I ever beat it. And I never played it on another platform. Really, I think I might have had it on my phone at one time, and I've got it on Sega Saturn now. Hold on. There we go. But the Japanese is a little beyond me. So I'm playing the Switch version with my kids right now. They are loving it. They've got these notebooks and they're writing down anything that might be a clue, and it's so fun. We're playing it together because, I mean, since I've played part of it before at various people's houses and stuff, I know the idea, so I can kind of guide them in the right direction. But now we're past the point that I've ever been to before, so it's super fun. We're really, really enjoying it. Let's see. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm getting behind on this conversation. Talking about Myst. Yeah, being a tourist, you're mostly okay. It's when you go to the, if you stick with the touristy areas, they're fine. They're used to international customers, but like my area of town, there's like I think 4 Americans who live in this entire town. So of 80,000 people. So you know it's different. Aren't there some places in Japan that straight up don't allow foreigners inside their place of business? Yes, certain, but most of those are red light district type of places. Like you're gonna find some seedy bars and things like that. And there's the there was a place. It's out of business now, but in my town, and it said Japanese only on the door, but the name of the place was Boston. The bar was called Boston, and I'm like, you do realize that that's in America, right? Like what you're calling your didn't make any and there's like no Japanese, and I'm like, I don't want to go in there. You know what I mean? I, I don't know. Maybe if I was the type of person to like, I'm going to sue this place because they don't want me in, but I'm just like, I don't want to go in. Let's see. But in general, most reputable places don't have any such policy. There was and if they do, it's often because they have some sort of reason. Not to say that that's right. Racism and discrimination are never okay. But like, for example, there was a onsen up in Hokkaido, or well, I'll give a better example. Some places in Sasebo didn't allow foreigners, and that's because they'd have people who the military servicemen who would be on leave, on break, and they'd go into town and they'd cause damage, problems. There were some rapes and things like that, and certain businesses were just like, no, we're not gonna have foreigners, and they didn't really mean foreigners. They meant really no servicemen, and again, that's discrimination. It shouldn't be, but like you kind of see where they're coming from. I don't know. It's a murky thing because I don't believe anybody should be discriminated against for any reason. But like it, yeah, it's muddy. It's very muddy. Let's see. Looking at Famicom carts and some discs I got. What's the significance of the color dot sticker? Oh, on the stuff I sell on my store. Um, there's no significance whatsoever. The dot just means I tested it. It means that I tested it and I put it in the system. And the old ones have red dots, and then I ran out of red dots, so I started moving to the orange dots. That's it. There's no real significance. I just want to keep track of everything that I've tested and everything that I've listed on the store. So the final thing, it means the game is on my store, it's been tested, everything's done, then I put a sticker on it. And so you see the carts over here, no dots, no bags. These have not been tested yet. Yep. What about tattoos that can hide under watches? You should be okay. I mean, there's the possibility that if you're in a public bath and you've taken off the watch to use the bath, that someone might say something. But more than likely, if they can't see it at the door when you're going in, you should be fine. I had a friend who had a big shoulder tattoo, kind of like a Irish tattoo. It was fairly big, but like he went to onsens all the time, and I think he only was ever called on it once. Because usually, if you get through the door, if they don't see anything, they're not going to really. And or you could put a band-aid over it too. Tattoos need to stop before where your watch band would live, and nothing above the collarbone. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Am I nearsighted or farsighted? I'm nearsighted. Northern Place Corporation says, Vink, how's it going recently? Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm kind of sad that the break's almost over. You tried the SNES controller, Vink? No, sorry, I haven't. It's still in the box. But thank you for sending it. I have not gotten around to it. But like, I know what it's going to be because I have the Super Famicom one, so it's just going to be different colors. Love the black box T-shirt. Yeah, I got it at Target in the United States a few years back. I was like, yes, I will buy this. What's on the docket for today? I hooked up the PlayStation. I don't know. I was originally going to hook up the PlayStation 3, and then I realized they don't have many games that are like Japan exclusive for the system. And PlayStation 3 is not full. My PlayStation 3 is a US PlayStation 3, so it'll play Japanese PlayStation 3 games fine, but it won't play PlayStation. So I thought I'd do some PlayStation, just because I got some interesting stuff, some like kind of obscure stuff recently that I think would be kind of fun to show. I don't know if that gets boring. I might hook up the something else, but that's my plan for so far. I'm surprised you aren't wearing the Super Mario Brothers Miyamoto Famicom art. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I grew up with the black box stuff, so this has nostalgia for me. Those are cool. I love the Japanese art, but it doesn't inspire any sort of nostalgia in me. Well, I wonder if I'm on the right track for getting a life in Japan. Maybe. It's so cold here the last few days. What? Oh, I would love so cold. Oh, oh my gosh! Sorry, I'm so far behind on these reading. I'm gonna go real quick now. I got to 36 yesterday where I live. Luckily, there's like zero humidity in Seattle. Have you played Myst? Myst is good. It doesn't look very interesting to me. Myst is, it's a product of its time though. Like there's no hand-holding whatsoever. It was a game that would take people months to beat. It was. I don't know if I've ever met a person who's beat it without cheating, at least somewhat. Because whereas all the clues for the puzzles do exist within the game world, you have to have a tremendous amount of patience to find all of them. But it's fun. I like that it's a non-violent game. There's no. I mean, I guess the part of the story is a bit violent. There was battles and things, but like the game itself, you don't hurt anybody, you don't kill anybody. It's all about exploration and using their mind. My kids are really getting into the atmosphere of the game. But yeah, I don't know if I could. I'm not sure if I'd recommend Myst or not these days. Probably not the original because it's pretty archaic how it controls and things. But there's Real Myst Masterpiece Edition, which is fairly inexpensive. It often goes on sale for like $10, and that's probably a better way to play it for a modern gamer. But if you want to play it really cheap, I think the iPhone version is like $3, something like that. I don't know. It's I never beat it by myself, but I'm having a lot of fun playing it with my kids because we like to take turns guessing what we think the next thing is going to be. So I think that's a good way to play it if you can play with other people. What exactly is it? It is a exploration. What would be? You see, it's kind of its own genre. There isn't really many other games like Myst. This is Myst Island, and you're kind of dropped there, and they don't tell you anything about what's going on. You just start exploring, and there's all these switches and dials and numbers and codes, and you have to figure out what is going on, what Myst Island is all about. And there's these books which have you leap into other worlds, and there are these people trapped within these books, and you have to decide if you want to rescue them or if they are the bad guys, or which one of them is bad. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. It's a classic. It is a classic, but like a lot of other classics, it is a product of its time. But a lot of people were super into Myst when it came out, just super into it. I remember seeing all kinds of people reading the like spin-off books and stuff like that. Is anyone else annoyed with YouTube no longer sending emails for new videos? Uh, I don't know. I used to be kind of annoyed with them sending emails for videos. I guess it depends. Finishing Alabama tonight? I don't know. Either local Vink. I am the local Vink. I see Vink got a haircut between streams. Yes. The U.S. also has no foreigner zones. Yes, yeah, that's true. Every country probably does. Yeah. I wonder if this Japanese only meant they only speak Japanese. It's possible. It's possible because it was written in English, but now it's possible that yeah, if you I mean that's probably the whole thing actually. One of the reasons a lot of these places discriminate against foreigners isn't necessarily because they don't like foreigners, but because they speak none of the language themselves and have no confidence that they'd be able to make sure that the transaction goes through properly. Again, a lot of these places are a bit seedy too. I mean, um, so it could have been that I could have talked my way into Boston, but again, didn't really want to go. Do, do, do. I remember hearing that usually means they can't speak English. Yeah, it's possible. Foreigners cause trouble. Yeah, they do. If they're like foreign YouTubers, like what's that dude? He says bro all the time. Who am I thinking of? Oh Lord. He came and he filmed in the suicide forest and just what was his name? I don't remember. Logan Paul, that's it. Logan Paul and then the other Paul brother or whatever. Um, I mean, people like that come and they use the local populace as a joke, and there's a lot of YouTubers who Japan YouTube who visit and just cause mischief. There's this YouTube video I saw where people were like just like on the subway like I don't know just running around the subway or maybe that wasn't a subway, it might have been a Shinkansen, I don't remember, some train, some moving vehicle, and it was just and the comedy was seeing how the norms were reacting to it, and I was just like I was just like don't do that, I live here, come on, these are human beings here, the Japanese people. Oh, they talk different, they're funny, like a lot of there's an inherent racism in getting the reaction of Japanese people. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I mean, not so much where I live, but in the bigger cities. It's just I'm fine with people coming to visit Japan. I'm not a self-hating foreigner or anything. I love showing people around. But like when in Rome, do as the Rome. It's don't there's no reason to, you know, perpetuate stereotypes. Hard to get upset in context. Yeah, India thinks that about Americans, so I don't blame them. Yeah. Also, some haunteds are banning foreigners due to foreigners being completely unfamiliar with Japanese bathing culture. I can see that. I can see that. I saw a foreigner try to take a bar of soap into the bath, and this old lady was like, "No." Yeah, that's another thing. Onsens, it's not, unlike, you're totally naked there. And yeah, there are old cleaning ladies going around. You got to be comfortable with that. You got to be used to that. And they're not staring at you. They don't care. This is their job. They see that all day. Oh, I've been asked that by my relatives about American stereotypes a lot over the years. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I get along very well here. People, you just try to understand what's going on and kind of go with the flow. You'll be fine in Japan. I don't want to scare anybody away from coming to Japan. Come to Japan, it's great, but like read up on it a little bit first. Kind of know what people do, and that's not to say the Japanese people do everything right. Of course not. Like there's things that I still don't understand. I've been living here for how many years? 15, 16, 17 years, something like that. Um, Wait, how many years is it? 2004. I came here in 2004. It's 2000. Okay, 16 years. Um, but that's the thing. I still don't understand it all. But you have to be able to like embrace that ununderstanding. Does that make any sense? Like you've got to be like, okay, I don't get why this is being done, but this is what should be done. I got to do that. And that's not to say again. Then there's some things that Japan should change. I think that the roles of women and like things like that. I think there's a lot of things Japan could learn from the West, but um, there's also things we could learn from Japan, definitely. Ugh. And one of them is about the art of 2D video games, which we'll get into a little later, I suppose. Wreck-It Rens is here. Hello, welcome. There are places in Chinatown and Boston that will charge you way more if you're not Chinese or Japanese. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Chad, welcome. I just packed up your box today. It just barely fit. The package is like bulging. So I'm going to get that out tomorrow morning to you. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to have to skip some of these because I'm getting way hard behind. Do you have the Nakama Yukie PS1 disc? No, I don't think so. I'm not really sure what that is. Sorry. So I could play Alabama. Oof. This was on the DS. Is that a good version? I'm sure it's nice with the touchscreen because everything was mouse controlled in the original PC version, but I'm worried the resolution would be so poor that it might not be the best way to play it. I would probably recommend like a Real Mist Masterpiece Edition on the well, I think it's for about anything. I'm playing it on the Switch right now, but it's on PCs and Macs, and I think PlayStation's definitely PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but I think maybe also PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's on lots of things. But I think the DS would be a fine way to play it for play control wise, but you'd be losing something with the resolution. I also enjoyed Cosmic Osmo. Yeah, that's their second game. Their first one was The Manhole, which is a great game. And I have the PC Engine version here. No, I'm not going to fish it out right now, but that might be fun to play on stream, actually. And it was also the first CD-ROM game, interestingly enough. Well, debatably, because it was the first like Red Book format, not Red Book format, whatever book it was, because some of the PC Engine CD-ROM games came out before some of the some of the PC Engine games, but they used their own format. It's a complicated thing. I watched a YouTube video on it, which I would love to link if I could remember what it was. Might have been Retro Man Cave. It wasn't Technology Connections. It was I don't remember. Calls Sega Saturn Power Hotline. Yes. What's your next story? Hey Alabama, what's next story? When going to Japan, you should know enough Japanese to buy something from a store or restaurant. Same with my other nations. Yeah, and you should know how to ask to use the restroom. And you should know how to say I'm sorry for when you inevitably screw up. Because if you can say you're sorry and mean it, you're fine. People are gonna understand. You know? That's just that's part of everything. Oh, as if you notice, my the shelves behind me are getting a bit cleaner. They really are. I'm starting to organize a little bit. Um, Still got a long way to go. I was hoping to do that over the break, but oh, let's see. Yes, Jane. Oh my goodness! Keep typing. Oh, Rock Solid Productions is here. Good morning. Go Brewers, go. Yes, I packed up your order today as well. That will be going out in tomorrow's mail. And are the Brewers doing well this year? Is baseball happening? I am out of the loop. Uh, oh yeah. If people acted the way that, I mean, people feel that they can get away with doing anything in Japan because Japanese people aren't going to tell them no. I mean, they're telling them no in subtle ways because Japanese rarely say no to anything, um, which just. But I mean, they're basically screaming it um, in ways that other Japanese people can recognize. Yeah. I kind of like the funny looks I get when I give up my seat to little old ladies while you're in Japan. Now that's good. That's the good kind of attention. That's like, oh, foreigners are very polite. If you want to spread that kind of information about foreigners, that's the good stuff. Oh, Vink, I read all the Japanese. You read the Japanese newspaper you sent in the box to a friend. You thought I was nuts. Yeah, that was just packing material, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll put in some next time you order. Once you at least learn something about the country they're about to visit. Yes. Colin, my only onsen experience was having a drunk businessman laugh at me saying in broken English that my ship tattoo was no good because it was sinking in the water. That's good. One of my early onsen experiences, an old man started giving me a back rub and complimenting me on my arm hair. It's very, he was nice. Gave a good back rub. All right. Guess what? Japan is not America. Who knew? Well, everything is America. America or France. Embrace not understanding and find enjoyment in learning and exploring, I think is what you're saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. No country is perfect. We should all listen to each other and learn. What? But I've heard America is perfect. I watch a lot of Fox News. Vink is speaking some hot truths tonight. Yeah, scalding, steamy truths. Ugh, I regret using the word steamy. Okay. You're an evil, evil man. I am? Yes, that's true. 6-day work week. Ugh. Did you hear a Mac OS 9 emulator that'll run in a browser? What? I would totally be into that. I was a Mac user during the OS 8, OS 9 days, and I have a lot of fond memories of playing those games, which are completely incompatible now without running some very complicated emulators. Ooh, I need to find it. Yes, 3DO used the Green Book standard. Yes. Did CDI use the Green Book standard as well, or was the CD Interactive standard its own thing? Real Mist was only on mobile until it was ported to Switch and PC. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I could have sworn it was on other things. Well, then get it on Switch. Switch is cool. I got it from Limited Run Games because Sean and I were like reminiscing about Myst, and I had hadn't beat it at that point. So I'm like, this is a good chance to jump in. Um, and yeah, I got it through there. But like, one would need the physical copy of this one. Download's fairly inexpensive. I know that Technology Connections said something about on the formats of Ink. He talked about the media on it. Yeah, Technology Connections is a great channel. I love it. I still remember I was sitting there, and I had watched a YouTube video on something, and all of a sudden it says on my recommended videos, it's like Technology Connections has a video about how air conditioners work, and I'm like, the YouTube algorithm thinks that I'm such a nerd that I want to see how air conditioners work, and I'm like, how does an air conditioner work? And I'm like, click. Super fascinating video. And I'm like, oh, curse you, YouTube. You know how much of a nerd I am. Oh. Panasonic developed their own thing. Well, the 3DO actually wasn't developed by Panasonic. The most popular 3DOs were made by Panasonic, but it was a standard they were trying to push. So you had Gold Star, Sanyo, Panasonic. I think those are the only ones that came to market. But they had intended for it to have multiple manufacturers. Oh, and Sound Blaster. Sound Blaster made the 3DO Blaster card that could go into a PC to play 3DO games. Very interesting. Yeah, Philips was a CDI. I wasn't sure if I was imagining those shelves getting cleaner. These shelves are getting cleaner. Actually, yeah, they're getting, yeah, they're getting very clean. Well, clean-ish. I still got to organize the consoles and fix the cords and stuff, but yeah, all the way to the top, it's getting pretty clean. I mean, comparatively. Comparatively. Don't look over here. Okay. Hey, don't you have to? Oh no. Hey, don't you have to file taxes in the U.S. even though you live in Japan? Yes, I do. Although a lot of foreigners don't. I learned over the years. I learned that when the stimulus checks came, and I got mine, and most of my friends from the U.S. didn't. And I said, "Why don't you get it?" And they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, you don't file your taxes," and I don't pay taxes because I don't make enough money that I have to pay tax as a U.S. citizen living in Japan. If I made more, then I would have to pay, but I don't. I'm below the line, but I still file because that allows me to keep residence in the United States. You never know. You never know when that's going to be useful, or maybe my kids want to go to college in the United States and they can go as citizens with residency in Wisconsin or something like that. I maintain an address, which I think is useful, and I let the IRS know where I am. I might not have to. They're not going to come after me for the $0 I owe, but it's just a good idea. And it turned out to be in my favor recently with the stimulus stuff. What are you going to be playing today? And what's your favorite controller to use? My favorite controller. I'm very partial to the Sega Saturn controller. But I'll be playing PlayStation today and using this one. Oh, I just got a new Hori pad. Maybe I should use that. Well, not new, but new for me. It's only a digital pad. There's no analog. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty nice. They're playing a shortened 60-game season. We just beat the Cubs in back-to-back games, but we're a few games under. I'm like, go Brewers! I mean, I gotta say, I haven't followed baseball for quite a while. I was keeping up with the Packers for when they were doing well. But yeah, gosh, I used to go to Brewers games all the time as a kid. They never won whenever I went there. It was not their good years. It was like early '90s. Uh, I would assume that if you're an adult American citizen, you have to. I wouldn't know the intricacies of paying taxes in a foreign country because most of my friends pay American taxes. Yeah, and again, I'm not paying anything, but I am filing them. Drop those trees. The Mac OS 9 emulator was rewritten in JavaScript. That's very cool. You said Super Back to the Future 2 is stupid expensive now. Yeah, a loose cart's gonna run you about $90 to $100, and a boxed one about $200. Yeah, it's really expensive. The one I bought for Sean, I got for $10, and I sent it to him. No, not 10, 20, but still. And I sent it to him, and I figured I can get another copy for myself later. Yeah, I don't have a copy right now. Yeah, a lot of games have gotten stupid expensive. Like basically any game that is easily playable by foreigners has gotten really expensive. Sorry, easily playable by foreigners, but hasn't been released in a foreign country. Like Super Back to the Future 2 is right there. It's like in America. It's especially considering it's like the only really good Back to the Future game. Let me take that back. I think the Telltale games are pretty good, but it's a really good game, and it should have come out in the States, and it didn't. So, yeah, it's crazy expensive now. CDI did indeed use the CD Interactive standard that was esoteric to the CDI, but works. Oh, really? Okay. The 3DO company was the owner and developer of that standard. Yep. Trip Hawkins was the leader. I mean, the guy pushing that. CDI is included in the Rainbow Books. Yep. That is a surprisingly tall room. Yes, designed that way. Yep. I chose the shelves. My host father is an architect, so I actually had a hand in designing my house, which saved me a lot of money because he did it for free. Let's see. Browser-based. The browser-based Mac emulator also emulates Atari ST. That's very cool. CDI can use Rainbow Book, even VCD. Yes, it can. But the most of the CDI units didn't have the MPEG encoder built into it. You had to have a unit that had that as an expansion, or some of the later models had it built in. Or am I thinking of the 3DO? Both are possible. Let's see. I'm planning on buying Doom for SNES and Super Famicom soon. Doom Super Famicom. I don't think I've ever come across a copy of that. It must be pretty rare. Every time I hear about that emulator, it does something else. Yeah. Marlins are rocking. They have the best record in the game because they left COVID. Oh no. It's another emulator I gotta keep an eye on. Cool stuff, although I've never used any of the things they emulate. Sean is secretly John Romero in disguise, and Vink is secretly John Carmack. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Reluctant Hero. Wait. Yes. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Super NES Doom looks better than 32X Doom. Yeah. Jaguar Doom looks better than all of them because it was actually developed by id. Okay, so anyway, how about video games? We are 49 minutes into the stream, and I have yet to play something. So how about we do that? I can talk about a couple of the finds I had first. We're going to play some PlayStation stuff tonight, but I picked up this recently, which I'm looking forward to playing. Maybe I'll do this on stream later. This is the Namco collection for the for the Switch, and it's got a bunch of the old Namco games in it. This is and a Pac-Man Championship Edition demake. It's a modern game. It came out on the GameCube first, and it's been brought back and apparently people have hacked into this thing, and it actually is made with Famicom code. So people right now are making homebrew cartridges of the Pac-Man Champion Edition. It's wild. It's wild, and it's got one of my favorite Famicom games, Splatterhouse Wampaku Graffiti, which is this collection costs like $30, and that's the cost of Wampaku Graffiti by itself, loose. So definitely cool. So yeah, Pac-Man. Sorry, the Namcot collection. Let's see. Switch outsold PS1, so yeah. It's outsold the NES recently. Yep, Namcot. Okay, what else did I get recently? Oh gosh, sorry. I have to brag. Not a big thing, but I didn't own a box Sonic the Hedgehog Japanese version before, so I got that recently. Speaking of boxed things, I got a boxed Takeshi no Chosenjo, Takeshi's Challenge, which it's in very nice condition. I've had loose copies of this for years, but it's my first time to get a boxed one. I got the 8-Bit Rhythm Land, which is I've played a couple of these on stream before. I played these two, but I have not played this yet. And it's one of the new old, it's a new retro. It's so this is new. It's got the postcard and the CD. And is that stickers? That's stickers. The CD and the cartridge. I'm going to open this up on next time I do a Famicom stream. What else did I get recently? I got a boxed Zelda. It's in nice condition. I got a TCF Super Genjin 2 boxed, so that means I can sell my loose cart. Oh yeah, just picking up some. Oh, look at this! Check out this cover. Look at Crazy Taxi 3 on the Japanese Xbox. Maybe you can't see how glittery that is, but it is all. Yeah, it doesn't look good on the camera, but it's crazy art. Super cool. Love that. All right. Yeah, I found the ROM on my AV Famicom via the EverDrive. That's good. That's good. So I know people are making our whip. I've had requests for people who want carts to sacrifice to. It needs some certain processor. I don't remember what. Someone sent me a list of a bunch of games that, and I don't know how I feel about SAC carts. I used to sell all kinds of carts of Sunsoft games like Batman because people were making gimmicks. You know what I mean? They were like they needed something that had the similar chipset for the sound and stuff. And I was like, yeah, but that means the Batman game is gone forever. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. The Neo Geo, like that game, Last Hope for Neo Geo, that was all like the cartridge run they did was mostly like sacrificed carts of like Samurai Showdown 2 and things like that, things that they could pick up cheap. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm super into people making new games, but in an age of 3D printing and stuff, I hope that people will be able to make it without having to sacrifice the old games. You know. Switch is Nintendo's second best-selling home console. Huh? What's the best right now? What would be the best? Wii, probably, right? Think should do Famicom work on a modern flat panel TV tuned to channel 96 with it. Ugh. Anyway, so that's some of the new stuff I got. Um, let's look at the PlayStation things that I put aside. Okay, first one, Dance Dance Dance. This is a Konami game. It's not technically part of the Bimani series, although I think it. No, I don't. Maybe it can't work with the dance pads. I'm not sure. No, it can't. But so that's probably why it's not part of Bimani. But it's so interesting. It's like a dance fighting game, which also has like a almost visual novel story mode. It's very interesting. Poppin' Music. Wow, I pulled a lot of Konami games in there. Poppin' Music, very cool. That is a Bimani game. One Piece Grand Battle, which is what I would refer to as like One Piece Smash Brothers. This game is probably not. I think I might have played it on stream before. It's called Extreme Power, and I picked it up just because it's called Extreme Power. I think I might have played that on stream before though. Wow, I did pick up a lot of dance games. Okay, Bust a Move. Now, in America, Bust a Move, of course, is Puzzle Bobble, the puzzle game featuring the Bubble Bobble characters. But in Japan, Bust a Move is this game, which came out in the US as Bust a Groove. And the US version was censored. Deep Freeze. Much like Disaster Day of Crisis, this was a game that was set up to be like an American-style action movie with bad English voice acting, but it never came out outside of Japan, which is weird because it's already all in English. I pulled this up last time and we never played it. Planet DOB. Or did we play it? I don't even remember. Ugh, my brain. Bust a Move 2. Okay, this is weird. This is really weird. Who has an idea what this might be? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Tengoku Kuni Ikenai Papa. This is a movie on 3 PlayStation discs, and the English title of this movie is Short Time. It's kind of a classic 80s movie, and this is meant that you can watch the movie to learn English. Yeah, so it says Cinema Eikaiwa. Eikaiwa, yeah. So this is meant to basically the whole movie is subtitled, and you can use a dictionary to look up any word you see, and you're supposed to. I think the whole script of the movie. Is it? No, I'm thinking something else. But this is just the instructions. But yeah, it's on 3 discs, and it is the movie Short Time. Crazy. And I have one that's supposed to be like nautical rhythm game. It's a music adventure game called Depth. It seems really interesting. So those are just the ones that I pulled out right now. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a different one. Hold on. Oh, I can't show that cover. Okay, hold on. Let me censor it. There we go. Okay, this is a video CD about learning English. This is called Adult Lesson. And this disc has the full script in English and Japanese. It's one of the series of learn English through adult videos. Yeah, sorry, not going to do this on stream. Whoosh. So, what do you guys want to see? And isn't that the guy who was in Pepsi Man? It's possible. Let's see. Okay, one request for Depth. I want to see Vink dance, dance, dance. Oh, you don't want to see the game. You just want to see Vink dance. You need to watch Vink on a less censored platform, not because of what he does, but because of the games in Japan. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I have a soft spot for weird ways of learning English. Here's another one. The PlayStation game, PlayStation PSP game for learning English. It's like it's a communication simulator, and it's not really a PSP game per se. It's it's an interactive UMD. It's basically like those CD-ROM games that you used to be able to get. It's very, very interesting. It says PSP and it just says game, but it's not technically a PSP game. It's a UMD, but the only device that could play UMDs was a PSP. So, but yeah, it's listed as a UMD video. Okay, let's try Depth then. I have not played this game yet, so this will be my first time as well. I'm excited. All right, let's just move this. Yeah, these shelves still need a lot of work. Sorry, I'm talking kind of quietly, but like I have the door open to my den of shame right now because the air conditioner in here is on the blink. So I'm stealing air conditioner from the next room, but I'm trying to keep my voice down. Okay. I love weird games. Okay, let's just start. Weird games are my thing. Now checking card. Game data doesn't exist. Okay. Is this all in English? Don't pull out now. Good advice. Don't pull out now. You hear that, everyone? Don't pull out now. Game start. Oh my gosh, is this going to be occasionally? Okay. I'm a dolphin. Okay, I am playing right now. What do buttons do? Buttons seem to do nothing. Okay. L and R change the viewing angle. Okay. The O button makes me go forward. Okay. Hmm. Looks pretty nice. Okay. What are these? No. Okay. Huh. Whoa. Okay. What? Oh, this is kind of trippy. Okay, you hear the sounds that are being made right now? The dolphin noises? That's I'm making those with the buttons I push. I'm not sure to what end I'm doing this, but wow, this is really neat. Not sure the point. Exactly. It's very interesting. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so with the LNR buttons, I can control how loudly my tones are. Hmm. I'm not sure if I'm going to anything or whether it's just kind of playing through a track. It's really pretty calming, actually. You've got new patterns from peace. Interesting. Oh, I like this. So weird. Can I go in there? Huh. Anyway, that's depth. Really interesting. Oh, that's neat. Apparently, you can also edit music. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Maybe I've looked at the manual first, but okay. There's 12 different stages. We were in peace, and there's also abyss, wire, crystal, tube, temple, garden, coral, shell, woods, flower, and space. Interestingly enough, it seems that all the text in the game is in English. So this seems very much like one that they had intended to release outside of Japan, but just never happened. So interesting. Yeah, that's wow. I'm gonna have to dive into that one a little deeper some other time. Depth. All right. It didn't come out outside of Japan due to lack of guns. Yeah. There's some truth to that. Okay, what game do you guys want to see next? Ooh. Oh dear, I lost seven viewers whilst I was playing the Dolphin game. Sorry. Maybe that one wasn't the best choice. Maybe we need something with guns in it. I don't know if I chose anything with guns in it. What do you guys want to see? Or you just want me to wax poetic about life in Japan some more? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, all right. I'll just choose something. Let's do. Oh, I enjoy the poetic accent. Let's do Dance, Dance, Dance. I'm all for the ones that didn't come out in the United States that are kind of interesting. You know, I used to just talk for like 10 minutes before we'd get to the games, and then we'd just do games. And now the opening monologue is getting longer and longer. Okay. Okay, this is called Dance, Dance, Dance. It's from Konami. And let's give it a look. This is billed as a dance action game, but it has, if you play the story mode, it's got RPG elements. Endless Ocean Illustrations. That was a wonderful game. Endless Oceans was so peaceful. This game has a cool introduction. Hopefully it doesn't get me flagged. There's a nice grinding going on. Thong. Explosions. Oh. This is pretty amazing. Dance, 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 which is also the name of a very good Haruki Murakami novel, not connected to this game. Checking memory card. Okay. If we go to story mode, it does play like it has like visual novel stuff, and but it's not super exciting to watch. So let's just go to the dance mode. Let's say Samba, George, Jennifer is tap dancing. Let's go with Hitomi and her hip hop because I was raised on the streets and I know hip hop. Versus, oh yeah, George versus George. He's hip and with it. So as I said, it's a dance game, but it's also a fighting game.
Are you ready? Go! Our time! Pick it up. Pick it up. Our time! Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Oh. I've been danced to death.
Pick it up. 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 Time. Pick it up. 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 Pick it up.
Yeah, I sucked.
You lose. 俺に負けたのはお前のせいじゃない。俺が強すぎるのさ。
Hitomi the Candy Girl. Ooh, you know of the J-pop Hitomi? Hold on, we gotta take a break here. Turn this down. All right. Pretty Sammy plays great. Hitomi the Candy Girl. Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. No, that's amazing. I'm a huge Hitomi fan, actually. I was a member of her fan club for quite a while. And I've seen her in concert once. Yeah, one of my favorite singers, but very few people know her at all. So that's cool. Yeah, I was a member of No Cut. That was her fan club, and I have all of her albums. Looking around to see if I have anything within grabbing distance, but I don't think I do. But yeah, Candy Girl, you're referencing from her album Let's Go to the Top. On my what type of music? J-pop? Well, early on, very, very, very much mass-produced kind of crap pop. But as her albums go on, they move more into like rock and dance. By my favorite album of hers, Love Consent. Consent meaning like an electrical outlet, which in Japan is called consento. Has some amazing songs on it. Samurai Drive. Oh, sorry, that was from that was from Traveler, but she's good. Let's see. Here, if you want to try to see if you like her music at all, I go to YouTube and watch the video for Love 2000 and watch for Japanese Girl. So Hitomi Japanese Girl, and Samurai Drive is a fantastic song as well. And those three will probably show you kind of the different eras of the music. A lot of the early stuff like Candy Girl and stuff is fine. But she didn't really have much of a hand in making it. She was just a pretty girl, and they wrote the songs for her. But as she goes, Candy Girl is your favorite song. It is a very nostalgic song. It is a good song, and it has a weird video with a lot of latex. But I'm personally more of a fan of her later stuff. But I've listened to that album 1,000 times, and it has another great song on it called, because it's such a cute album. It's all pretty pop, stuff like that. But it also has a song on it called "You Dirty Bastard." Vink explained K-pop, pretty girl. Oh, I don't know anything about K-pop at all. Nothing except the ones that are really famous, like BTS or whatever. But I couldn't tell you the name of a single member. Kara was popular here for a while. K-pop is so popular in Japan right now, so popular. But I know nothing of it, and to tell you the truth, I don't know much about modern J-pop either. Pretty Kids, where they write songs for them. Yeah. Sorry, Dance 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 was a bit of a flop. I've forgotten how to play, but it is a fun game. It is a fun game. Try something a little different. Going to do Deep Freeze. This is kind of, what would you say the genre was? Adventure, survival horror, kind of. Here, I'll show you. Wow, someone likes Hitomi. That is crazy. She is not that popular outside of Japan, and not even that popular in Japan anymore. Yeah, that's what I worried. That's what I worried about. The disc looked a little scratched to me. Yeah. See that? Maybe you can't see, but it's just a little bit scratched. I might be able to resurface it, but that's why I test every game before I sell them, because it looks great. But yeah, I think that's a dead disc, which is rare in Japan actually, because people take such good care of their stuff here. Just a minute. Because of course I have another copy. Because of course I do. That saddens me. That saddens me, though. I hate it. I hate dead discs. Especially if they have a nice case and cover still. Because it's like, what do I do? What do I do with the case if I don't have the working game? All right, here we go. Sammy before they merged with Sega. Am I going to get a Polymega? I want one. I really want a Polymega.
Beginning of the 21st century, terrorism has grown dramatically, and terrorists have become a threat to the whole world. To deal with this situation, the United Nations has established Interants, an international anti-terrorist service. It's
Interants.
time for mankind to fight against the evil that we have created. We will wipe out the terrorists.
All wealth of the earth should be integrated. Cleansing operation of the earth. Thinning out of human beings.
They're insane. What you bastard is for?
This is so great.
The end will be decided.
Yeah, probably. I mean, there was clearly some money spent on this. Well, on the visuals. I don't think they spent anything on the voice acting.
Deep freeze.
Oh yeah, easy. Someone sent a tweet on an NES? That's very cool. Fast. Okay. Yep, that's New York, all right.
The two now have been transferred life. Sickness and health, or richer report, or death. I'm from Ron's Deli. I got no delivery with over. No, it's an extra order. I got more contact going. Well, I see. Go. Thanks. The voice of the bird comes like sunlight and blows like wind.
A lot of these actors are probably Japanese.
The torch of hope should never dim.
Save it for later.
Because of your everlasting
Again, the visuals are not bad. Clearly a lot of money went into this. What? Oh no! Oh, she's not as armless as she looks.
There is the town. Vice President is demons, not too much. They are coming.
When was this game released? 1998.
Amanda, Apple, status check.
Okay, you can read all the kind of information about people. Oh yeah, there's much better visual on the PlayStation, but okay. Who do I want to be? Sniper? Bagel. Wow. He's from Israel and his name is Bagel. Maria's from the US. Codename Sicily from Italy. Harry from the US. Sniper from the US. Bagel. I'm going to be Maria, of course. I hope Bagel's got my back.
You're finally here? I've been waiting for you, Jack.
Phil, you were ordered to be here too?
I'm so glad we got together again. They've been occupying all the floors above here. We'll enter from the south side.
I see. That's it.
Shall we bet which team will be there first?
Phil, it's our duty, not a game.
Phil, it's our duty, not a game.
That sounds like you. Red Wolves, commence operation. Jack, see you at the Hanging Garden.
Oh, it's a high five. Kind of like they were kissing.
We shall commence operations now.
Oh, no analog controls? Oh, that's weird. In a game this late. Just shoot everything. Okay, it's Resident Evil type controls. A little bit faster. Let's waste all my bullets.
Leave this floor to us and go up. The hostages are in danger.
The hostages. Okay. How do I let me go? What? It didn't work. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Try another one. Reminds me a little bit of a Deep Fear.
Wait,
message from Red Bulls.
Message from Red Bull.
Good. All right. I'll dispatch the medic ASAP. Meanwhile, go rescue the vice president. Jack, I know you can hear me. If you're so slow, we'll eliminate all enemies ourselves. That's all.
Okay, let's hurry. Wait! Apple's message.
Commander, we have detected more than one thermal source within the front tenant site. One of the objects doesn't move. Probably a civilian who couldn't escape. Others are all enemies. It's a good idea to eliminate these enemies to secure the route upstairs. Enter after you select the best formation. Take your time.
Nope, I'm just going to go in guns a-blazing. Oh, I don't. Oh, this fixed camera perspective doesn't work for this type of game.
No!
Take you that, Vice President. Uh-oh. Oh, no one alive left. Oh yeah, that was a hand grenade. Okay. Anyway. I hope Bagel can rise to the occasion. Oh. But yeah, that's a. I don't know if it's a good game, but it's definitely an entertaining game. Just a moment. Where did the case go? Dang, disappointed to know that one of them was scratched, though. Well, I'll just take the best manual from the two games, the best case or whatever, and I'll put them up on the store. Bagel is smearing your good name. Ugh. Okay, sorry, I'll read some comments. Controls like Resident Evil, yes. Oh, okay, it's all Bagel jokes. Bagel rollout. Better be a poppy seed bagel. Surprised you brought an NES to Japan. Why? NES has a lot of good games and a lot of good nostalgia and longer controller cables. But yeah, I mean Famicom's got most of the stuff. But there's a lot of games that were never released in Japan that are on the NES and vice versa, of course. What channel did you use for RF? I didn't. I used the NES has the NES of course has your standard RCA plugs, and so I just hooked it up that way. Deep Fear is one I'd love to play, just don't have a Saturn. Deep Fear is worth playing. Let's see. Okay, team, let's get out of here. The VP was 10,000 points. I think I lost 10,000 points. Yeah. Do you know where you can find a Satellaview? Well, mine's with Sean in Wisconsin right now. But they can be found. could be modified to connect to the NES Online. That's Oh, you meant to say a Super Famicom? Super Famicom can be found anywhere. Didn't think that was. Oh, Satellaview connecting again. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I know they've been talking about it for a long time. The Polymega. I'd love a Polymega. That's it. Vink has the Satellaview being used as a paperweight. I don't have a Satellaview right now. I gave it to Sean. Well, I didn't give it to Sean. I loaned it to Sean, but considering I may maybe years before I'm able to go to America again, it's basically his now. So yeah, that's very cool though. I love when people do neat stuff like that. Oh, let's see. What do we have here? Or should I sleep? That's the thing. It's a little after 1 o'clock here right now. I doubt you could replicate the BSX service, but it's basically a radio signal, so it can work for other purposes like connecting to Super Famicom Online. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for a lot of the stuff for like the voice acting for the games that was transmitted over the radio signal. I wonder if a lot of those recordings even exist anymore. So it's never going to be exactly the same, but you could definitely, yeah. I wonder if you could do that with a Famicom. Well, I don't know. I've got a Famicom modem. Right here. This is the Family Computer Network System, which there's your connectors right there. But that service is not that long gone, actually. Not that long gone. It's only like 10 years gone, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy that one lasted so long. But yeah, I'm sure someone could make this work. And I've got my Super Famicom modem as well. That was used for JRA paths and things like that. Yeah, you could do finances on the Super Famicom modem. Yes, you could. You could follow the stock market. Sorry, on the Famicom modem. Yeah. And this is the modem, the NTT data modem for the Super Famicom. There's the connector, which could be connected to gambling. You could bet real money on horses through that, and really not much else. Oh, the NES modem? I don't know about the NES modem, but the Famicom modem, yes, you could. Well, I mean, there was. I mean, the Super Nintendo had the X-Band. Oh, I don't remember. I think X-Band modem, and that was an online play. Certain N64 games had like the second shogi game. I can't remember the name. Had a network adapter built right into the top of it. So networked games existed, but it just never really took off until I guess the Dreamcast was the first one that had the modem built in. Yeah, Nintendo did a thing for expansion ports up to the Wii. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely the idea of, being able to expand on these things like a computer. Yeah. Very cool. I gotta say, I don't follow that stuff as much as I'd like to, but because I don't understand a lot of technical stuff. I'm much better with like games that are already prepackaged and ready to go. But I think that people who are into that stuff and that stuff in general is super cool. Just super cool. theoretically, it's possible to make online games for the NES. Yeah, definitely. If you can send a tweet, you can ping back and forth. So of course, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely the question of like why you want to when it comes to doing. I mean, it's like why climb Mount Everest because it's there. You know what I mean? There's definitely that idea of doing it, but like I can't imagine that like right now if you want to play NES games online, there's a ton of emulators that do it and stuff like that. And the Switch itself has online play, and I think maybe even this Namco collection probably has online play. Yeah, it does. But so I mean, there's definitely ways to play, but there's this absolute just as you said, Arden. There's this coolness factor about the whole thing of making a device do something that it would never have been possible to do. What was someone doing? They put full motion video on a Super Famicom cart to emulate like a Laserdisc game or whatever, because the carts themselves never could store that much, but like it was theoretically possible with the hardware to do that. So people now have been able to do that with things like EverDrives and things like that. Or adding one of my favorite Super Famicom games, or Super Nintendo or whatever, is called Rock and Roll Racing. Do you know Rock and Roll Racing? It's a great game, super fun. It's just it's like a battle racing game, and someone has hacked it because it had MIDI versions of all these classic rock songs on it, like "Bad to the Bone," things like that. All this stuff, and I've got a copy of it. Just a moment. I don't know if I want to fish it out right now. But I totally recommend Rock and Roll Racing. I played it with my brother so much back in the day. Oh, no, it's back there. I don't want to dig right now. But just a really, really good game. It was made by Interplay. And it came out in the U.S., and it's much rarer in Japan. It's actually much more expensive in Japan than it is in the U.S. But anyway, the soundtrack was super cool because it took a bunch of like classic rock songs, like "Bad to the Bone," things like that, and but it was just MIDI versions. But someone has gone in and hacked it and made a cart right now that has they made a simple MP3 decoder, so you could actually fit the songs on the cartridge in fairly low quality. But they wouldn't have been able to do it at the time but they found a way to retrofit that in. And that stuff is cool to me. It's really, really cool. Send Slack messages there. Wow, that's very cool. I'm looking up Satellaview connection stuff. That's very neat. That's very neat. But anyway, I should probably get some sleep at some point. It is after 1 o'clock here. Why not make a homebrew game for the Satellaview? I mean, because so few people have it, I think is what makes it hard to make. Is what makes it hard to make a homebrew game that only 20 or 30 people are ever going to appreciate. I think that's the hard thing. Yeah. So that means there's only 1 hour left of stream. James, you know me. Whenever I say that the stream's ending, I usually wind up talking for an hour more. But I think I should probably actually sleep. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow, so I don't want to be too exhausted for that. She's getting a bunch of Pokemon cards and Paper Mario Origami King. She wanted that one, so we're gonna play that together and maybe do a little more Myst. And we got a piñata that looks like a Mario, like a question block that she's gonna hit open. So, yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow, but it's gonna take a little bit of setup. So, and I gotta get rid of the beard. How good is her English? Good, good. Her reading could use a little bit of work. She reads better in Japanese. But yep. I know, I like the beard. I really do like the beard, but it's gotta go. Yeah. Oh yeah, my daughter's better than me in Japanese too, and I've been here longer than she has. Kids, they just absorb things so quickly. Yeah. Oh, my wife loves the beard. No, it's just I can't have it for work. My work is a no beard policy. No beards, no tattoos, no piercings on men, natural hair colors only, all kinds of stuff. Other than the summer, I got to wear a tie. You know, Japanese company. Yep. Okay, well, sorry, we didn't do many games today. Mostly just talking, but thank you very much. It was nice to have a chat again. Let me, if you like the channel, please give it a subscribe or a like or whatever kind of thing you can do. If you would like to support what I'm doing, I have a web shop where I sell games, and I'll probably list everything we've seen tonight as well. I'm going to link that right there. Yeah. Thank you very much, Rocksride. Rocksride. Why did I call you Rocksride? Rock Solid. Oh my goodness. I'm still an evil man just because I tempt you with video games. Delicious video games. That doesn't make me evil. That makes me a great guy. No, it's I just want everybody to have video games so I don't feel like like such a freak. If everybody has huge collections of video games they don't play or need, then I'm fine. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, I got a lot more stuff coming to the store. Do you see these boxes behind me? Those are all full of games that I have yet to list on the store. And a lot of them are boxed. Yeah. I mean, having a large... I don't know. I keep seeing these posts on different message boards about people who have gone all digital. And they talk about how freeing and liberating the experience is. And I just like, I can't imagine. What would I fill these shelves with? Probably laser discs. Yeah. Just, I don't know. There's something just amazing about being in this room, and like it's different than just having a really long Steam list, which I also do. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like these games, they're mine. Like anything that I have digitally, I feel like a rental at best. I don't know. Some of the services might outlive me, but I don't know. I don't know. But who knows? I'm guessing we're about to move into the last generation that has physical media, mainstream physical media. I think PlayStation 5 is releasing with a model that has a disk drive and one that doesn't. And if the one that doesn't sells better, I don't think PlayStation 6 is going to have a disk drive. Yeah. Digital games on Nintendo platforms will last forever, and I doubt that. Yeah. Didn't we say that last generation? Yeah, and I was actually surprised that they are going with discs because, I mean, after what Microsoft did last generation, where they tried to have the online only, all games need to be installed, no selling of games thing, that failed. But then people have become more used to that now, So my one Wii virtual console game was perfectly fine. That's good, but yeah. Um, I mean, companies definitely want to get rid of physical media. They definitely want to because they don't want to they don't want to pay into the costs of manufacturing, distribution, selling. They want to just you know. And I get that. I get that from a business perspective. And people are so used to it now. We've got our phones, and we just download apps. We're not every People are used to the idea of not having a physical media for things. We got Netflix for our movies. We got Spotify for our music. You know, um, so yeah, Nintendo might keep it going one generation further just because of a lot of kids do them. They don't have credit cards, but Sony and Microsoft, by the end of the generation, I think they're going to be pushing the digital so much more than the physical. I really think this is the last generation of mainstream physical media. Um, just because now you see the things like the what is it called, the Evercade, is that the new one? The Yeah, I think Evercade. Something I am very intrigued with, but like don't really want to buy something from England just because of the shipping fees and the taxes and stuff. But that thing is very cool, and that's a new system. Not new, but like um, it's a new platform that has old games, and I think that's super cool. I think that's super cool. Um, that that they're making that, and I think there'll always be like this kind of fringe market that will, it's just like vinyl collectors. It's like just because Spotify and Apple Music and all those things are out there, it doesn't mean that all you know CDs are still being produced, although a lot less than they used to. In fact, they still make audio tapes, um, a lot of people, and things like that. So I think there'll be a niche video game market, but I think the big boys, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, are gonna stop doing physical media, and that will be very sad for me. That will be very, very sad for me. And I don't know. I think I'll never stop buying video games completely, but I think I'll go much more retro. Like I got more games than I can ever play right now. So if it goes that I have to just stick with retro stuff, so be it. I'll play. I'll play. I'll keep following some of my favorite series. Like I'll buy whatever platform it is, and I'll still play my Xenoblade game. But you know, um, I'm willing to accept the idea that. But I'll tell you, if they stop making physical media altogether, the stuff that exists already, it's going to go way up in price. Uh, hey, the reason why the first Shantae is so rare is because they made less than 1 million copies. Yeah, I think they made less than that. I think they only made like 50,000 copies, like way less than that. Or like 10,000. Like it was a crazy low number. It's the same with Panzer Dragoon Saga. I mean, it's a great game and people want it. It would always be expensive, but they did not make very many copies. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you're right. Mecha Dragon, whatever you are. I really hope physical exists forever, because that's what I buy. I mean, half of the games behind me are limited run games, and a lot of them I also own digitally. Just I'll rebuy them. I'm really looking forward to getting the Grandia 1 and 2 collection physically. Ooh, it's unlimited. Speaking of that, it's unlimited runs. I should buy that maybe tonight. I'm gonna forget otherwise. I'll forget. I'll miss it. You know, you see those things. It's like open pre-orders for a month. Oh, okay, I got a month, but I'm gonna miss it. I just know I'm gonna. So. Yeah, the original Shantae was on Game Boy Color 2 years after the Game Boy Advance came out. Yeah, I didn't even hear about it until it started. I started hearing about it just by how rare and expensive it was. Yeah. I bought a copy of Grandia. Yes. Oh gosh, I should buy that. Oh, limited run has really been killing my gaming budget lately because I don't want to miss them. But like, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna do reprint for the Game Boy Color, which is cool. I like that. I like those retro reprints. I know some people don't, but I think they're very cool. The Star Wars ones too. I mean, I didn't buy any of them, but speaking of very interesting, did you guys watch the video I did on Super Russian Roulette? That's a guy who made a custom cart, custom silicon, like this game, and he didn't sacrifice any carts. Everything's brand new, and this is the largest like non SD card equipped game. Like it's huge. I can't remember how large. I can't remember how big it was, but like it's several megabytes, and most of it's the audio. But yeah, that's very cool, and I like that it can just run on a regular NES, no problem at all. You don't have to do any weird tweaks or anything like that, and just put it in and it runs. I think that's super cool. How did they do it? Oh gosh, there's this whole video series that they did. What's the company that made it? It's like something Bat Lab Electronics. If you watch, they did a video series about how they did it. It involves like these crazy bank switching and stuff. It's very, very cool. Yeah. Limited Run is now WayForward publisher? Really? Like officially, or just often teamed up? I mean, I know that Limited Run does most of their stuff, but like, I thought WayForward still was a contract because they did all that stuff for Namco with the Wonder Momo and things like that. Didn't WayForward do a Contra game as well? Gosh, they're the only physical publisher. That makes sense. I can see that. Is SNEX technically backwards compatible? No, because it doesn't contain the chipsets it would need to do NES stuff. Although they make these weird devices in Japan that goes into the cartridge slot of the Super Famicom, and you can put NES cartridges on top of it and use the Super Famicom controllers, but it's not actually using the hardware there. There's an NES on a chip within the cartridge itself. I'm sure there's some remnants, sure, but it's not like how the Genesis has a Master System in it. It's not quite like that. SNES is backwards compatible. They just didn't finish the instruction set. Really? Okay, I was wrong. Vink was wrong. And Vink's also wrong because, like, he said he was going to go to sleep, but he just keeps talking because I build this stuff up for weeks and weeks because I don't have anybody to talk about video games with. I mean, I guess message boards and things like that, but like, yeah. Speaking of limited run games, there's tons of them that are still unopened in my shelves back there. I just haven't gotten time to get to this stuff. I should do another Switch streaming. Oh, Streets of Rage soundtrack. I haven't played this since last time I was on stream. Someone was saying earlier about how you could get Final Fantasy. You could theoretically get Final Fantasy 7 on a cartridge for the N64. Yeah, definitely. But I was surprised I have it on a cartridge for the Switch at least, just because at the time they said a game of this size can never fit on a cartridge. Only the power of the CD is able to do it. I'm just like, haha. Just gotta wait 23 years. Yeah, I do want to open some of these games. I really do. I think next stream I do is going to be another Switch stream, and I'm just going to open up a bunch of these. I'm loving School or Die. Oh yeah, that one's fun. Yeah, James, you should be getting yours pretty soon because some of the same stuff I sent out. I think the ones that I sent out have just started arriving at locations, so you should be getting it soon. DS could hold some pretty big games. Yeah, definitely. The game Ash, Archaic Sealed Heat. I have a copy here. Wow. Only time for my butt. That's what people come to these streams for. This is one of the largest Nintendo DS games. I don't remember exactly how large it was, but it has lots of full motion video, voice acting, all this stuff. This game was made by Mistwalker and published by Nintendo, and it's amazing. And it flopped so bad. It just did not do well, which is unfortunate because I really enjoy it. And there was plans to have a English version of it, but since it did so poorly in Japan, that never happened. It's got a sparkly cover too. You can't really see it, but like it actually has like holographic foil. Very, very cool. And almost no one's heard of this, which is unfortunate because it's really good and it's fairly playable, even if you don't speak Japanese. You can brute force your way through the battle system, and then once you've it's an RPG. It's kind of a SRPG, Fire Emblem-y, I suppose, or like Shining Force, kind of like that. It's good. I think I got it up on my site right now. Let me see. think there's a video connected with it. Let me see. Oh, it's sold out. Well, I could put this copy up. Wow, I was selling it for $5. I probably charge $6 these days. I'm sure there's probably a fan translation somewhere. I'm sure there is. Or at least someone's probably at least translated the menus and battle system. I'm sure. But yeah. No, it's not a new chair. I've had this one for quite a while. But yeah. Oh, you have Ash illustrations? Yeah. Did I send you that? It's possible. I love the art, actually. The art is really, really cool. This game. Very few people have played it or even heard of it. What games are available in English that isn't in Japanese? What games are available in English that isn't in Japanese? Oh, quite a few. Like almost all the licensed games, like game based off a movie, things like that. Oh, see you later, Record Rens. Sorry, I thought I'd be done before you were. Star Tropics, Snake's Revenge, the Metal Gear game, that didn't come out in Japan. Lots. There were a lot of games that only came out in Monster Party. I don't know. There were a lot, or that had special versions made for the United States. Yeah. Undertale was fan translated before it got an official release. Yeah. Undertale is a great game. That's another game I own both digitally and physically. There's my Undertale. Yeah. No, Monster Party wasn't released in Japan. It was planned to be. There's versions of the hacked. Just a moment. Monster Party. Released by Bandai. Yeah, only the prototype screenshots of the Famicom version, known as Parody World Monster Party, began circulating. Yep. Yeah, the Famicom version was never released. It was planned to be released by Shinsei Games, but yeah, it never came out. Oh, I'm glad I was right on that. I'm wrong on a lot of stuff. Oh, really? No Ash translations? Did I play the Earthbound Zero version of Mother? The one that was released as what do they call it? Earthbound Beginnings? Something like that? Yeah, I did. Biggest game in terms of ROM on the Famicom I own. Gosh, I don't know the ROM sizes on a lot of my games, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, I wouldn't know. Maybe some of the later games by Koei were pretty big. I don't know if it's one of the biggest ones, but Language Point, whatever, by Konami, that's pretty big. for to hold all the music and stuff. But I think the largest one that I know of is just Kirby. Kirby's Adventure is huge. It's one of the biggest. It's definitely the biggest mainstream game. Oh, James. Great minds think alike, huh? Great minds think alike. Yep, Kirby. Huge game. Great game. Amazing graphics. Metal Slater Glory. Yeah. Yep, I can imagine that. Yeah. That's one of the ones I was thinking of, but I don't have a copy of it. Although there's a fan translation of that is going around right now. That is supposed to be pretty good. The Action 52, I can see that. Yeah, too bad most of those games are terrible. There's some huge pirate games though. There's some cartridges that have actual hundreds of different games. I know a lot of them say this has 1,000 games, and most of them are just variations of the same game. But yeah. All right. Action 52 had 0 good games. Yeah. What about Cheetah Man? What about Cheetah Man? Okay. Okay, I'm a half hour past when I said I was leaving, so that's pretty good. Let's cut the difference, and it's almost 2 a.m. here, so I think I am going to get some sleep. But thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. And yeah, as usual, if you like what I do, there's ways you can support and join the Discord, all that stuff. Good night, everyone. I will clean up a little bit, and then I am going to go to bed. Ooh, gotta do laundry. All right. Have a good one. Goodbye, everyone. Tell your daughter the geeks that buy your game say happy birthday. I will tell her that. All right. Good night, all.